What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. NFL Cowboys News bringing you the latest and greatest from the Dallas Cowboys universe. You know what time it is, we're diving deep into everything going on with the Cowboys right now, and today, we've got a special topic that's been buzzing all around the league. We're talking about none other than Zack Martin, the rock of the Cowboys offensive line, and his recent comments on the team's new offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. But it's not just about Schottenheimer. Zack also opened up about a bunch of other hot topics, giving fans a rare insight into his mindset. From changes in the coaching staff to his thoughts on team chemistry, we've got it all covered in today's video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you never miss a video, and let's get into it. Zack Martin, one of the most dominant offensive linemen in the NFL. A six-time Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, and a cornerstone of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line for nearly a decade. But this season, as the Cowboys look to take that next step in the playoffs, the stakes have never been higher. And with the change in the offensive coaching staff, all eyes are on how Zack Martin and the rest of the O-line will adapt to new schemes under offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. Now, for those of you who might be living under a rock, let's catch you up. Brian Schottenheimer was hired as the Cowboys offensive coordinator for the 2025 season. The former Seattle Seahawks and New York Jets OC is known for his work with quarterbacks and running backs, but now he's stepping into a much larger role with the Cowboys. As you can imagine, the transition hasn't been without its questions, especially with veterans like Zack Martin in the locker room. But don't just take my word for it. Zack Martin himself recently sat down with the media to share his thoughts on Schottenheimer, the team's evolving offensive identity, and even how he's preparing to get the most out of this offense in 2025. Let's break down everything Zack had to say, starting with Schottenheimer. I think Schottenheimer is going to bring a lot of stability. He's got experience, he's been around winning teams, and he knows how to adjust. We're excited to see what he can do with this group. He's already brought some new energy to the room, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Alright, there's a lot to unpack here. First off, Zack Martin seems cautiously optimistic about Schottenheimer's influence on the offense. We all know that change can be a bit of a gamble, but Zack's words tell us that he sees potential in the new coordinator. Schottenheimer's extensive experience with the Seahawks and Jets gives him credibility, especially when you consider the success he had with Russell Wilson in Seattle. But will he be able to replicate that kind of success with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys? That's what everyone's eager to find out. Schottenheimer is also known for his balanced approach to offense. He's not strictly a pass-first coordinator. He values the run game, and in a city like Dallas, where the run game is a huge part of the identity, that's a massive positive. Let's not forget, though, he's inheriting a system with some strong personalities in the locker room, and we all know how tough it can be to implement new ideas with veterans who are used to a certain style of play. Under former head coach Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys' offense showed glimpses of brilliance, but it was often inconsistent. The team's failure to capitalize on opportunities in key moments led to frustration. With Schottenheimer now at the helm, many are wondering, will the Cowboys be able to turn the page and make that next step toward becoming a truly elite offensive unit? Zack Martin, as the leader of the offensive line, will play a crucial role in determining just how successful Schottenheimer's schemes will be. But let's get back to Zack Martin because this guy is the real deal. He's been the anchor of the Cowboys' offensive line for years now. But here's something that stood out in Zack's interview. He talked about the importance of adaptability. And for a player who's been around as long as he has, that's huge. In the interview, Zack said, "You've got to be flexible. The game evolves, and you have to evolve with it." Now, this is key. The Cowboys' offensive line is known for its power running game. But as the NFL continues to become more pass-heavy, the line's ability to adapt to different styles of play will be critical. And with new offensive schemes under Schottenheimer, Zack knows it's going to take some time to fully gel as a unit. Zack Martin isn't just a player who relies on his past success, he's still putting in the work. Even after years of dominating the NFL, he's constantly refining his technique and helping bring along the younger guys in the locker room. His leadership is indispensable, especially with a changing offense. You can tell from his words that he's ready to help guide the offensive line through any adjustments that come with Schottenheimer's new offense. And speaking of leadership, that brings us to another part of Zack's interview that really caught my attention. He talked about the team's overall chemistry, especially with the younger players. He mentioned that one of his goals this year is to bring a sense of cohesion to the offensive line, especially since there are some new faces in the mix. And let's face it, in the NFL, a cohesive offensive line can make all the difference. If the front five aren't on the same page, the entire offense will struggle. Now, Zack didn't go into detail about specific players, but with rookies and new additions coming in, that's a big deal. We're talking about guys like Tyler Smith and Tyler Baidas, who are continuing to develop and will be expected to take on larger roles in 2025. With Zack Martin at the helm, those young guys are in good hands. Zack Martin has always been the type of player who rises to the occasion when the stakes are high. Whether it's facing a dominant pass rusher or protecting the pocket for Dak Prescott, he's known for delivering in big moments. But with Schottenheimer's new system, how will the team's overall offensive scheme change? And how much pressure will Zack Martin face as the face of the offensive line? It's clear that with a new offensive direction, this season could be a pivotal one for Martin and the Cowboys. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the upcoming season for the Cowboys. With a revamped offensive scheme under Schottenheimer, the early months of the season will be crucial in setting the tone for the team's performance. If Schottenheimer can get the offense firing on all cylinders, it'll make life a lot easier for Zack Martin and the offensive line. But as we know, it won't be easy. The NFC East is always tough, and the Cowboys will have to face some of the league's most aggressive defenses this season. So, what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Are you as excited as I am to see what Zack Martin, Brian Schottenheimer, and the rest of the squad bring to the table this season? Will the changes lead to more success, or will they take time to gel? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go Cowboys!